Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lawrence Ryan, Secretary of the Breakout 75th Anniversary Organising Committee. Welcome to number 12 POW Camp Cowra. Date, Monday the 5th of August 2019. Time, approaching 2 AM. Temperature, around 0 degrees. 75 years ago to the day since the fateful events of the Cowra Breakout. As we stand in the quiet stillness of an Australian winter night, it's hard to believe that this is the site of the only land battle fought on Australian soil during World War II. The site of the infamous Cowra Breakout, the largest military prison escape in modern history. Yet here, exactly 75 years ago, a series of events that would forever change Cowra were about to begin. Rumours of a Japanese breakout by prisoners of war were not new. They had been heard around town since the Japanese began to arrive in the camp 2 years before. But now the prisoners had been given the trigger for such an incident. Within days, the Japanese POW population would be split, and soldiers below the rank of Lance Corporal would be sent to far-off Hay. But they did not want to be separated. The decision would be one that sparked the fire. The reason needed by the Japanese to rebel against their captors and die in a frantic charge at the perimeter fences that would erase the shame of captivity forever. The time of the charge would be 2 AM. Resigned to their fate, the men faced their impending deaths. Some thought of home, some of family, some prayed. At approximately 1 AM, activity between the Japanese huts had been noted but not reported. Just before 2 AM, a lone POW races towards Broadway. He is waving frantically and screaming incoherently that something is about to happen. He approaches Private Alfred Rolls standing on the other side of the barbed wire. The POW is shivering with fear. Suddenly a bugle call rings out from the Japanese huts and over 1,000 prisoners of war charge from their burning huts towards the perimeter fences. Private Rolls stands for a moment transfixed before firing 2 shots into the air. It's the official warning of trouble within the camp. Three flares light the sky to alert the nearby military training camp. The Cowra Breakout has begun. Close your eyes and imagine the fires, the probing searchlights, the machine guns firing, the screams of defiance, the cries of pain, and the silence of death. 75 years ago to this minute, 1,104 Japanese prisoners of war took part in the Cowra Breakout. In the final counting, 234 prisoners died, 107 were wounded, and 334 escaped into the surrounding countryside. 4 Australians are killed. 1 dies in nearby Blaney and another 8 are wounded. As you stand here tonight, remember those men who died at this spot at that time. Remember their fear, their inner torment. Remember their sacrifice for their countries, and remember the horror of war. But also remember that their terrible sacrifice was in itself a trigger to this town for something unique. For out of their sacrifice, their needless deaths, has developed a sense of understanding, respect and reconciliation between nations, which produced the Cowra of today. I ask you now for a moment to pause and remember the sacrifices of those who died in the Cowra Breakout. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to point out some special contributors to this evening's performance. The Walgoola Bushfire Brigade and the Cowra SES. Reverend Jim Wilson of Ahmadiji Jodashu Buddhist Temple in Brisbane for the prayers. Mr Gordon Rolls, President of the Cowra Breakout Association, who fired the shots this morning from the exact position his father, Private Alfred Rolls, fired the warning shots on the night of the breakout, 5th of August 1944. Mr Graham Apthorpe, Chairperson of the Cowra Breakout 75th Anniversary Committee, who supplied the rifle used by Mr Gordon Rolls. Mr Norm Palazzi for logistical support. Mrs Kathy Ryan, expert searchlight operator, who tonight, for the first time since the end of World War II, turned on one of the original searchlights from the Cowra camp. The searchlight was one of 2 generously donated in 2018 to the Cowra Breakout Association by the Canoundra Historical Society. It was restored under the supervision of Breakout Association Vice President Harvey Nicholson, whose meticulous organisation of the logistics of this and many other 75th anniversary events have added to the overall success of this year's commemorations. On behalf of the Breakout 75th Anniversary Committee, I thank you all very much for your attendance here at this brief ceremony this morning. I hope to see you all later this morning for the official commencement of the wreath laying ceremonies here at the Prisoner of War Camp at 9 a.m, followed by more wreath layings in firstly the Australian and the Japanese war cemeteries commencing at 10 a.m. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this brief ceremony, and thank you for coming out at such a cold time. Thank you.
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye for now.